later today. That'll be the time to face him. I thought you wanted me to show you I've faced the monster before, lad, he said, his body seeming to relax. Every time he gives me a new scar. One day, if I'm not careful, he'll scar me right through. So today, I am being careful. The time's not yet. My own curiosity was stirred now, and I looked past Gabriel and along the street to the hotel and stables. Behind them lay Old Man Newman's place, and if what Jack had told me was true, there lay Temple. A dead stranger. That was all. Not the weird demon monster this one-eyed man made him out to be. "Don't be tempted," Gabriel hissed. The sound was like a rattler kissing my ears, and I shrank back, never having heard such a threat in 3 short words. The air paused around us, and movement seemed to cease. Just for the instant it took for those words to leave his mouth and reach my ears. My skin went cold in the morning sun, my mouth dried, my balls shriveled. Gabriel said no more as he turned and walked away. His manner suggested that he did not want me to follow, and I was only too pleased to obey. With one final glance along the stables, I turned and fled back across the mud to my store. I was not one for drinking during the day, but there was a bottle of whiskey in the back room with my name on it. After a few stiff whiskeys, I opened the store an hour late. I stood behind the counter and stared out through the windows, expecting to see Gabriel at any moment. The man terrified me, with his scars and bleeding eye and those guns, but I was entranced as well. The way he spoke, the lilt of his gruff voice, the knowledge and passion and sadness in his tone could not help but draw me in. I'd seen men similar to him before. They often rode into town flashing their guns and looking for trouble. But there was something that set him apart. Not his looks, but his attitude, and the fact that he seemed so driven and sure of his purpose. Vengeance empowered him, I was sure of that, and perhaps it had driven him mad with his talk of demons and monsters. I wondered how the confirmation of Temple's death would hit him. Perhaps it would set him free. Or maybe it would only make him more mad, but with no certain target for his insanity. The whiskey had warmed me and gone some way to settling my nerves. Even when I saw Mrs. Harrison approaching, I remained calm. She would have questions, no doubt, and she had probably already relayed news of the scarred stranger to all and sundry. Her grilling would be intensive. My head fuzzed by whiskey, I was not entirely sure that I could hold off telling her Gabriel's tale. She stormed into the store, shaking muck from her feet onto floor, and launching straight at me. Thankfully, something else had grabbed her attention. "Do you know who's in town?" "Nope." What would she say? Temple? A monster? Temple, a dead man who can't die because there's just too much of him? "Wild Bill Hickok," she said. "Someone famous in this place for once, Doug. He's the Prince of Pistoliers. They say he shot his deputy, you know, and he can kill 5 men with 1 bullet, he's so quick. Do you think he's here to put on a show, perhaps? Maybe over at number 10's? Wild Bill Hickok. I'd heard the name and knew of the man, but his presence here disturbed me instantly. Yet another stranger in town, this one a gunslinger of dubious repute that had moved from killing into entertainment. I was young and green, but I still saw the sick irony in that.